Hey, how you doing?
Hello.
Yep, and welcome back to this week's video. I was told we need to call them videos because that's what they are. So hello and welcome back, and I hope you've been enjoying these videos. So we're going to continue. This is going to be the third of 12 in this
Mhm.
series entitled, How Cool is Paragon Chiropractic?
Yep.
Good. So at this point, you should be getting the idea that Paragon Chiropractic, that is, all of us, is trying to plant a seed in that head of yours. This idea that the advent of healthcare and wellness, or health and wellness, rests solely in your hands and your hands only. Healthcare practitioners of the future, and get that distinction. Healthcare practitioners, not practitioners that treat symptoms and diseases and call that healthcare, but that healthcare practitioners of the future will be sources of education, guidance, and help. The word doctor is derived from the Latin verb docere, which means to teach or to be scholarly. It's a verb and not a noun, meaning there is action associated with it. Good. Medical doctors are trained to save lives, to find those diseases and disorders that could prove to be fatal, and provide medication and or surgery to remedy their potential effects. That sounds good. Obviously, we need many allopathic doctors and nurses since most people either do not know how or are uninterested in learning about themselves and doing what they can to keep their health and wellness expectancy on par with their life expectancy. In addition to this, crap just happens sometime, regardless of how we wish it was otherwise. So, hooray for medical doctors and osteopathic professions. On the other side of the coin, it is possible to die long before one's body does. Hence the importance of being your own healthcare practitioner. Sadly, many lives end in tragedy and misery. Not that any life ending is a good or happy thing, but one can go out on top. There's not a reason, hang on a second, yeah. Now, this is not the reason for practicing health and wellness to make sure you die beautifully, but rather that you live beautifully and fully right up until the time the Grim Reaper says, let's go. So a few blogs ago, Austin and I were doing or videos ago, Austin and I were doing a video, and we asked this question, and I'll go ahead and ask it again here. So here's the question that was asked these few blogs ago, and something each of us should get straight in our own minds before going any further with the stuff that we do. And so here's the question. What is my, or rather your, definition of health and wellness?
Mhm.
Pretty interesting. We talk about health and wellness all the time, and it could be a deadly assumption to think that we are all talking about the same thing. I mean, Austin's definition and my definition, and we're both saying, yeah, I want health and wellness. They're two entirely different things. You kind of have to have this understanding. And when it comes to a patient being in this office, I'm way more interested in what your definition of health and wellness is than mine.
Sure.
Maybe over time I can get you to see what I'm talking about, but our entry point is whatever you think is health and wellness. And as a matter of fact, by having these misunderstandings, I've seen many people seriously injured doing what they were told was good for them.
Sure.
Yeah, for example, we've got the pickleball craze, right? Everyone's supposed to play pickleball because it's good for you and does things and it's a chance to socialize and all the rest of the stuff. I mention this because of the number of pickleball injuries we see in our office. I went on the internet and looked it up. It's each year 19,000 people, 90% of which are over 50 years old, are injured playing pickleball at a cost of around $400 million in medical expenses.
Hmm.
And as I said, it's supposed to be something that's fun, a fun way to socialize, get a little exercise, right? So I ask again, what is your definition of health and wellness? It might not be pickleball. You might find yourself doing so many things that you're told are supposed to be good for you, and you're actually messing yourself up. And not simply because it clashes with your definition of what health and wellness is. But that's a good question. What does this even mean to be healthy and well? When we were kids, we were told to be good, right? But nobody ever told us what that was. And if they did, no one ever asked us what our idea of being good entailed, did they?
Nope.
No. Mom had an idea of what a good kid was. So did dad and the preacher and the teacher and the principal and the police. Everybody's got a great idea of what a good kid is. But they never told us what a good kid was or bothered to find out what we thought being good was, right? Yeah. So I mention this simply because that here we have this $450 billion health and wellness industry that is growing annually by 5%. And can the average guy on the street tell me what is meant by health and wellness? Well, it's push-ups. It's this, it's that. There was a vitamin commercial. Think zinc. Zinc is what makes you healthy. Kind of an interesting thing.
Right.
Perhaps it's nothing more than eating things you don't like and doing things that suck. Because if you eat things you like and do stuff that you enjoy, everyone tells you it's not good for you, right? But here's the question. Can they tell you what is? That is, what is good for you? I don't think they can. I think you know,
Right.
but nobody else can tell you. So
Or a
you'll
lot of
watch.
people haven't like even defined that for themselves.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Well, I'm supposed to, I'm supposed to, I'm supposed to. Well, what do you want to do? What seems to work better for you? So again, I ask, what is health and wellness? At some point, a person will have to define these concepts, if only for themselves, and get on the path, get on that path, should they want to be healthy and well by their own determination. Makes sense. I would love to have this conversation with everybody, you know? I don't think there is a definite answer, and one would have to decide what his goals and ambitions are to really know anyhow what is health and wellness. Sounds like we could all use a little help with this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. That's a lot to consider, which is why these blogs focus mainly on living. All right, we're not, well, if you don't, you got to do this, you got to do that, or else bad things, bad things, bad things. Bad things always happen. Go live. And that's what these videos and the blogs, if you read the blogs, are about. And that is pursuing one's dreams and bliss, and to hell with everything else. At the end of the day, are you having the time of your life? That's what you got to think about.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah. Well, I'm Dr. Dave. This is Austin. We'll have a little discussion here. So
Yeah, I don't know. Yesterday I was working with a patient. He was a young kid, and I thought it was really interesting. The he's 21, and he's a old track athlete, cross country athlete. And I was actually really heartened by his answer when I asked him like what he was doing in the gym, and he's like, "Yeah, I," and he kind of like made me feel a little dumb for asking it, but I always have to ask him like, "What are you doing in the gym, strength wise?" Da da da. And he's like, well, I'm a track athlete, so that doesn't really help me out.
bingo.
And I thought that was really like the answer that I would have loved to hear, but not never the answer that I get is that. So it's like for long distance at least, you know what I mean? Obviously there's power things for specific disciplines, but he's a distance runner, so he runs distance and there's interval training and all of the things of that go with that. But
Yeah.
he didn't destroy himself, working on his, personal best of a deadlift or like going up 35 pounds on the hack squat or something silly that like it was just like, hey man, I'm trying to be great in this singular discipline and that is what I'm working toward, which was really awesome. That
And
was
that
something of his own defining,
and
really.
that's absolutely brilliant. It is. What does a 400-pound bench press have to do with him doing a 3-minute mile? Or you get what I'm saying,
Right.
or running a marathon in under 4 hours.
Right. We
Nothing.
obsess with like
Gotta.
yeah.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
So, and that's a great example. Here's a kid that understands for what he's trying to do.
Mhm.
These are the things that he does. But everybody knows. Oh, Oprah does squats. Oprah does deadlifts. Oprah lifts a car. She climbs the outside of the Sears Tower now in Chicago, and she eats mushroom juice, and that's what we all need to do. I don't think so. What is health and wellness to you? What are the things that you need to do, that you feel, to get and achieve your goals, to find your happiness, to pursue your bliss and your dreams and stuff like that? That's what we do here at this office. This is what we can help you do.
Yeah. Always when we talk to people, there's some sort of image. Like back when there were still magazines, for a lot of guys, you get shamed into thinking that like there's a men's health cover guy. You know what I mean? And that's what health looks like.
Yeah.
And that's just super lame. And women, you've been subjected to this forever.
Yeah.
And just trying, with bizarre clothes choices and stuff like that, and trying to
Just women's
achieve this
shoes.
beauty with shoes and stuff. And it's like, I'm so happy to see very few of our female clients are like in those heels anymore, destroying themselves for something that just doesn't match their life or their own view of what beauty is or what feels good or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you got to get good at those things of your own choosing.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like massive biceps or whatever. And all those dudes are cheating, which has been,
They're all
thank God
juiced.
for more plates, more dates, and Kenny
Yeah.
KO and these dudes on YouTube that are debunking all this stuff. None of that stuff is real. These images that we're chasing and killing ourselves chasing. For super heavy back squats and you know bigger butts and all this other stuff. These guys are blessed with great genes, and then they're cheating on top of it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, you define what's healthy for you, and it is a really interesting thing to think about. I was kind of quiet at the forefront of this video because I'm chewing on that myself. Of like, am I really like engaged and working toward what I want? And yeah, my training has changed since the last time we talked about this quite a bit. So yeah, let's powwow about this.
Yeah, that would be cool. If you got any questions about this, this coming Thursday,
Oh
starting
yeah,
at 7:30, is it?
yep,
Yep,
yep.
book
Book
club
club,
again. This time we're going to go through actual measurements and
right,
how to do
right,
the 9 or 10 measurements
right.
that you can tell whether or not you're inflamed. This would be a good thing to know, because now you can monitor it and
Yeah,
see. So if you think, well, I think these things are helping me, well, throw the tape measure on. No, they're not.
right.
So now you better do something different. So again, thank you for following. A lot of people are saying a lot of good things about the videos that we've been doing.
Yeah,
If you think about it, hit the like button, subscribe, tell everybody about these, and so on and
yeah.
so forth. And we'll see you back here next week with the fourth of 12 on why, or
How
how
cool.
cool is Paragon Chiropractic.
Super cool.
All right, man. Super
Thanks.
cool. Thank you.